Welcome to another top whatever type of list. This is my top 8 favorite characters voiced by my favorite dub actors, Colleen Clinkenbeard. And those of you probably noticed the thumbnail for this particular video, that's one of the characters on this list. Yep. Yeah, Colleen Clinkenbeard, a woman who is basically, I've heard voice in total number as of right now, 13 series. And there's 2 more I'm about to start. They're probably going to make the list at some point, but these are my top 8 favorite characters right now. There is some honorable mentions. I wanted to put them on here, despite the fact that they didn't make these characters from the same series as another character on the list, but these usually these are kind of hard to make up because Colleen Clinkenbeard is a fantastic dub actor. Pretty much like all these characters are basically characters she's voiced for Funimation. As far as I can tell, I don't think any of them she's not done for Funimation, because I know another dub actor, which his list is next. He has done a few characters that are not from Funimation, or that is not the dub is not put through Funimation, but through media. Colleen Clinkenbeard, fantastic dub actress. Never met her. I have always wanted to meet her. It's one of my personal favorite one of the people I always wanted to meet. But so far I've only met 2. I've only met Todd Peppercorn and the actress who does Naruto. That's it. That's all who I've met so far. I'm hoping to meet more in the near future. She's definitely in the list of dub actors I really want to meet. And next time I meet her, I'm bringing a movie for her to sign that I own, which is the only thing I own with her doing dub for, because I don't own anything else from her at all. Though I can think of Christmas of I own several films with him doing a voiceover for, but not Colleen Clinkenbeard. I'm hoping to get more stuff for her in the future, but it all depends. Alright, now, before I get into the top 8 let's talk about my few honorable mentions. We have, from Tokyo Ghoul, we have Rakio Fusushi. Yeah, I barely remember this character. I think she's one of the characters from the coffee shop, the one from the original Tokyo Ghoul series. I think she's one of the characters who died at the series finale, well, at the end of Route A. But I barely remember this character, but Colleen Clinkenbeard basically voiced her, but I want at least this character. Rose Thomas. No, I don't remember this character very well, but this was the character voiced by Colleen Clinkenbeard, and I wanted to put this character on the list, because I wanted to forget any characters from series I have watched with her in it, with her doing dub for, and I didn't want to miss these people, because I don't remember the characters very well. Character I do remember very well, excuse me, from DBZ Kai, she voiced Gohan. Yep, she voiced Gohan. It was an okay portrayal, and that's pretty much it. Not really much new. She doesn't release, and she did do dialogue for the character, but that's really it. Nothing much too much to know this character, aside from the fact that he's just a great character in the franchise, except he's sort of wasted potential. That's basically where he is. But not Colleen Clinkenbeard. Alright, now into the top 8 proper. Number 8, voicing a character from Soul Eater, Marie Mellinger. Very memorable character, probably the only character Zero voiced who wears an eye patch. And probably the only character I can think of who's actually a blonde. Actually, one of 2. The other one is from another series. She's definitely on this list. But yeah, this was actually one of the first series. It was actually one of the first series I heard her voice, and she's such a memorable character, and I love what they did with her in the anime. Though it's kind of weird, though, the fact that they didn't go the route they went with her in the manga, where she ended up marrying Dr. Stein and later having his child. I'm surprised they didn't do that, but I'm happy with what they did with her in the anime. And Colleen Clinkenbeard did a fantastic job with her, basically capturing how she is depicted in the manga. Good job for her. Number 7. From One Piece. The main character. This is by far the only series I've actually come across with her doing dub acting for, and she voices the main character of the series. Pretty much the whole franchise. Monkey D. Luffy. Why isn't this character any higher? I do enjoy Colleen Clinkenbeard's performance as this character, and it's one of the highlights of the One Piece dub, which technically the Funimation dub for One Piece is better than the 4Kids dub. I had never heard of 4Kids dub. Never did. As a matter of fact, it never came across my radar to actually watch One Piece when it was on 4Kids. When it was on like, I think it was on 32. I think it was where I am currently, because that's basically where Fox Box was. And I never watched Fox Box. I watched Fox Kids when I was younger, but not Fox Box. I never watched Fox Box at all. It's just that I never got a chance to because I was watching ABC Kids at that point. And plus, also, when I was younger, I had basically a war over the TV remote with my siblings. This happened like almost every week. Like every Saturday, we would fight over the TV remote. Yeah. So, never got a chance to hear what Luffy sounded like in the dub. But Luffy is a highlight both for the sub and dub, and I really enjoy his dub actor. Which, of course, is Colleen Clinkenbeard. Yep. Though, when I first saw the animation, first heard Colleen Clinkenbeard's voice come in his mouth, like, you probably don't realize that's actually a woman. Of course, Colleen Clinkenbeard, obviously. Yeah, you don't realize it at all. But yeah, he made number 7 on this list. Yeah, the only one of 2 male characters I've heard her voicing. First being Alright, number 6. This is actually just recently. Actually, my second last series to review for from Dragon Ball Super. Voicing the character of Mai. Yes, one of the 2 henchmen of Emperor Pilaf. She voiced the present day version and the future version. The future version, I like her because she's actually Trunks' girlfriend. Yep. Though it's actually the first time I can think of where she's actually voiced a character. Now she's worked with Eric Vale, the guy who played Future Trunks. She's worked with him in other series, like One Piece, for example. And this is by far the only time I can think of where she's played a character who's had a thing for a character voiced by Eric Vale. Though there is another character, I'm going to get to her in a minute, where she has a thing for a character created by Christopher Sabat. Yep, those of you familiar with my Black Clover reviews, when I get a chance to talk about that one. But yeah, great character. I love what they did with her in the anime. She did a fantastic job with the character for the dub. The sub wasn't that bad, but Colleen Clinkenbeard, as soon as I heard her voice, I'm like, yeah, that's Colleen Clinkenbeard. I heard her voice right away. And she did an absolutely fantastic job with this character. And I would love to hear her reprise the character for Dragon Ball Heroes because why not? The character is there, so why not have her voice the character again? I wouldn't personally mind it. Number 7. And this is another character who was a character who worked with Christopher Sabat on several series. This is Charlotte. What's her last name? Charlotte Rosemary, the captain of the Blue Knights. Yeah, a group comprised of entirely of women, and she has a thing for a character played by Christopher Sabat. Yeah, it's like I keep running to One Piece dub actors a lot, and this is nothing unusual. Though Eric Vale I haven't heard in many series, but Sabat I have. I've heard of nearly 20 series. Though I haven't made a top like 20 list for him yet, because he'll probably take a while. But yeah, she's absolutely hilarious. Fantastic character. Despite not appearing in many episodes so far in the anime, she's an absolutely fantastic character. And she's very memorable, funny, and she's one of 2 in love with the captain. The other, of course, is the witch from the character who's an actual witch from the Black Bulls. I think her name is Jasmine. Yeah, she's also got a thing for the captain, which that makes him have one thing in common with Asha, the main character. Having more than 1 woman in love with him. Asha's got like 4 women who basically have a thing for him. Yuri's got 2. Oh, Yami's got 2, yeah. But she's funny. I love the fact she blushes when she's not looking at him. Because she's by far one of the most hilarious. And I love the scene. And my favorite scene with her in it was with her and the captain of the Silver Eagles and the captain of the Praying Mantises all sharing a scene with Captain Yumi. And it's not like not at the meeting later on in the season. This is during the Eye of the Midnight Sun arc when they're in that tunnel and he's like laying down. He's like slouched over, leaning against a rock, and he's poking fun at all 3 of them. And what does she do when he kind of insults her? Like saying, "No wonder why you're still single." And she basically throws vines at him, which is so funny. Yeah, it's one of the most funniest things. And she's one of the most funniest characters the whole entire series. Yep. This is actually the second. No, yeah, this was the second to last series I had before I did Raid Master. But it's a fantastic series to watch. Black Clover. Yeah, very highly recommended dub. All right, number 4 is Rise Hawkeye from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, a character who also has a thing for another character. Yep, it's a character, the character of who was a fire alchemist in the series. Colonel, I don't remember his name, but she's an absolutely fantastic character. She may not be an alchemist, but she's fantastic, and she's another character who's a blonde. Yep, another character who's an actual blonde, and she's quite useful, and she plays a good motherly figure to that of the main characters of the series, but it's not one of the first series that she's worked with Christopher Saban that I have basically watched. Of course, there's also like Dragon Ball Super, many series she's worked with both Christopher Saban and Todd Peppercorn, and this is one of them. And her character is probably the best female character in the entire series. Nothing against Willie Rockwell, but this woman is a badass. This woman can basically take on one of the homunculus and survive. Yeah. And according to the writer of the series, there's nothing against regulations between for her and her commanding officer to get into a relationship with each other. Yeah, nothing preventing that. And I love her design where she's like very short hair and she's like very stunning woman. And plus, this woman's got a tattoo on her back. Yeah. Of the whole teachings of being the fire alchemist. Yep. Absolutely fantastic character. I haven't watched the original Full Alchemist series yet, so I don't know how she is in that one, but I loved her in Full Alchemist Brotherhood. Which I can recommend Brotherhood. Next up, number 3 is a very recent series, one of the most recent I watched. This one took me like a little over a week to get through. This is basically from a character from D. Gray Man, Miranda Leto. I was so looking forward to actually listening to her doing the dub for this character. Plus, I loved her in the manga, so yeah. So seeing her here, it's fantastic. I love the fact that over the course of the series, when you first see her, she's basically almost skin and bones because she's so depressed. Later on, she looked like she put a lot more feeling in her face, and she put a little bit of muscle toward the end of the series, and she got a new outfit, stopped wearing and she's probably by far the only character who's German. Yes, she's probably, like by far the only German character the whole series. And she does Sarah scene with a character voiced by Eric Vale. Yes. Which makes it 3 series where she's actually worked with Eric Vale and she shared constant scenes with him. Though I would not be surprised if somehow that she and the vampire character voiced by Eric Vale, his name is Alistair. Yes, Alistair. I would not be surprised if these two develop and attract to each other. I would not be surprised by that at all. I personally love it if this would happen. But who knows? It all depends upon the writer of the series. Because these two make perfect sense to be a couple because they're both characters who were ridiculed because of various things. These characters were ridiculed, and the fact that Alan Walker basically made them better people. And these two have so much in common. I would not be surprised if these two end up with each other, but it's still very early. And she hasn't appeared in the manga in a while, so... And plus, I love what I did with her in the anime, and I love the fact that starting with I think it was the second season of the show, where they made her a regular character in the series. And I love her development in the series. It's fantastic. Number 2, and the reason why this character went number 2 because she was featured in the film for the series, My Hero Academia. Arizona, I think it's pronounced name. Otherwise known as Creativity. Yep, this character. Yeah, absolutely fantastic character, and she's by far the only I could think of who actually has black hair that she's actually voiced by Colleen Clinkenbeard. Actually, she's one of 2. The other, of course, is Miranda, who's also got black hair as well. So yeah, we have 2 blondes, 2 raven hairs. As far as I can tell, I don't think there's any brunettes. I'm not counting Luffy as black hair because, well, he's a guy. I've got female characters. Yeah, let me think. As far as I can tell, she's like one of two. The other, of course, being Miranda. Miranda, I think, has got black hair. So far, she has voiced any brunettes. No. Excuse me. Not that I can think of, no, she's never voiced any brunettes that I have personally seen. But it seems like we have blondes, raven hairs, and there's one other one, and she's my favorite character voiced by her. But yeah, that's the thing with her. Actually, three, because we also got Mai from Dragon Ball Super. Charlotte is actually another blonde, so we have three blondes and three raven hair characters. Yeah. Isn't that quite weird? For me, anyways, basically listening to her character. Now, my number one, and I'm watching the series right now because I'm watching the dub for it, and for some people, this is not a big surprise. My favorite character voiced by Colleen Clinkenbeard is Urza Scarlet from Fairy Tail. Yes. The character who eats a bunch of food, doesn't look like she puts on weight, wears armor, and she basically she acts like an RPG character where she has this re-equip, where she's got tons of armors, hundreds of swords, and she's complete badass. And she's probably the only character I've seen where she's actually a redhead. Yes, the only female character she's voiced where it's a redhead. Yep, a redhead. Though there's two other series I'm going to get into soon, and they're also redheads, but I haven't put them on the list yet because I haven't listed them yet. Yeah, I'm planning getting into a couple other series she's done some voiceover for. Picture. One is Rosemo plus Vampire. The other is, and this will surprise people, High School DxD. Yes, I'm going to get into this thing. And the only reason why? Colleen Clinkenbeard. Kind of the same thing for the other series I got into because, well, my favorite dub actors in this series, so why not check it out? Yeah, and her character is also by far my favorite female character of the whole series. Nothing against Lucy, who is the main female character of the series, but I think now this is probably by far the only series I've watched. Now, of all the series I've watched where she has not played the love interest of a main character. That is the thing in Rosemary plus Vampire. She does do that, where she's love interest in the main character. But generally, like all the series where she's where she's voicing the character in the series, and also as far as I can tell, of all the series I've actually seen her do, only one I've seen where she voices the main character of the series, and that's One Piece. Because generally, if you look at her, like all the rest of the characters I just listed up are supporting characters. Yeah. But she is one fantastic dub actor, and I would love to meet her in person. The only thing I have for her to sign is Fairy Tail Dragon Cry, which I have already signed by Todd Peppercorn. Alright, so that's really it for this particular review. Stay tuned, not review, this is it for my top 8. Stay tuned for my top 10 favorite dub actors, top 10 characters voiced by Todd Peppercorn. Yeah, stay tuned for that. I'm going to do that a little later today, okay? I'm going to do the next review. Bye.